lineup. At split end will be Jay Jones. At the tackle spots will be Doug McConnell and Craig Benton. At the guards, Tony Goodman and Chris Gentry. Starting in center tonight, Lance Norwood. The starting quarterback is John Kennedy. He's 12 of 27 so far this season for 220 yards, has had no interceptions, and understand that he is being looked at very closely by the Arkansas State Indians. At the running back spots will be Alan Brady and Elroy Davis, and starting in fullback tonight will be Terrell Lasker for the Conway Wampus Cats, who come in tonight's ball game with a record of 0-1-1. They opened the season with a loss to McClellan 20-3, and then they tied Little Rock Catholic 21-21 a week ago tonight.
Larry, the two co-captains for the Benton High School Panthers down at midfield, meeting with the two co-captains from Conway, and co-captains for Benton, number 30, Jeff Brooks, and number 21, Dennis Little. The coin toss is up, and it looks like Conway won the toss. Conway will be receiving from the south. Benton will be kicking off from the north end zone.
And we'll be back with the kickoff for tonight's Benton Panther Conway Wampus Cat ball game right after, once again, time in for this 90-second break. Listening live at C.W. Lewis Stadium. This is Larry Hart along with your play-by-play man for tonight, Bob Edmondson. And Bob, we talked about the Conway quarterback, John Kennedy. He'll have to watch out for that Benton secondary tonight. They've got 6 interceptions already on this young season.
Yes, and Larry, I remember one of them quite well. Dennis Little picked it off down at Malvern in the first game. Ran it back for about 75-yard touchdown. Also, Tony Wright's had a couple of interceptions. Another touchdown interception run back, I believe, by Stan Carson. So the Panthers secondary and defense in general has had a real good season, allowing only 3 touchdowns. And Larry, 2 of those touchdowns came on Benton's second and third string. So really Benton's first string defense has only allowed 1 touchdown this year.
Conway's got a big offensive line. They average about 222 pounds tackle to tackle.
Okay, we are about ready for the night's kickoff here at C.W. Lewis Stadium, live on K107 FM Benton and KTOD FM in Conway. And the Conway Wampus Cats will be receiving from the south. Back deep for them will be number 12, Blake Norris. And that will be the left side of your radio dial. Panthers kicking off from the right side. Kicking off will be Scott Long, I believe. The kick is up, and it's going to go to one of the short men up around the 10, up to the 15, still running at the 20, still on his feet at the 25, and down to the 27. That was number 22, Ronnie Garner. And it will be first down and 10 for Conway from their own 22.
Came back on the run back right at the middle, cut back to the near side, and had he broken a couple of tackles, had a lot of daylight in front of him.
It's a warm night at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Temperature probably still up in the 80s and humidity just about the same. First down and 10 now for Conway from their own 27-yard line. The quarterback, number 10, John Kennedy, barks the calls off. First play of the ball game. Ball centered, fake up the middle, gives to the tailback, and he's out to about the 30-yard line. That is number 33, Alan Bradley on that carry, I believe. or was that number 30? I believe that was Terrell Lasker, okay. And he gets out to about the 30-yard line. And that brings up a 2nd down and 7 for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 30.
Wampus Cats running a straight tee, Bob.
Wide receiver to the right, Jay Jones. Kennedy, the quarterback. 2nd down, 7. Up the middle to the fullback. He picks up a couple of yards before he is really nailed. And that is number 30, Terrell Lassiker. And then on the tackle, I see Ken Burnett for Benton. Also Scott Long and several other Benton Panthers.
Actually, there were 10 maroon jerseys all around that football, Bobby.
Clock running with 10:35 left in the first quarter of play, just underway between Benton and Conway. 3rd down and 5 now for Conway from their own 32-yard line. Wide receiver to the right, that's the wide side of the field. Kennedy, the quarterback, man in motion away from us. Jay Jones sets up on the far side. Back to pass, Kennedy. He's run out of the pocket. Scott Long's after him. Scott Long still after him. He gets the ball away. It's complete. And the man has it at the 30, 35, and down around the 37. And that's number 33, Alan Brady.
Scott Long chased John Kennedy all over the far side, Bob. And Kennedy finally threw back across the field, found Brady in the open, and good gain on the play.
And matter of fact, it was so good, Larry, that they made a first down on that. So good hustle by Kennedy. We had heard he is a real good passing quarterback and good at scrambling, and he showed it right there. Just under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 1st down and 10 now for Conway from their own 37-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Kennedy, the quarterback, snaps the ball, fakes, option play, pitch out left side to Brady. Brady up line of scrimmage and really hit by one of the Benton Panthers. That was 44, Corey Hill, who came up and really slammed him for not a loss, but I don't believe he gained a thing.
Brian Callahan also with a tough hit on the play, Bob.
9 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter of action. It will be 2nd down and 10 for Conway. Ball still on their own 37. Callahan was mentioned in both statewide papers last week as Defensive Player of the Week, and last week was his first game back after an injury. Here comes Conway now, line of scrimmage. Kennedy takes the ball, hands off up the middle to number 34. That is Tony Berry, and he picks up a couple of yards.
Pretty good job blocking to the left side of the offensive line that time for the Wampus Cats. They had started this drive back in their own 26 and now gotten it out to just over the 40, call it the 41-yard line.
Number 77 for the Benton Panthers, Ken Burnett, checked out, and I did not see who checked in for him. I don't believe Burnett's injured, just taking a break. Here comes Conway up the line of scrimmage, and we've got a timeout charged to Conway. And let's take our own timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back at C.W. Lewis Stadium, 3rd down 7 for Conway from their own 40-yard line. Man in motion towards us, wide receiver to the left. That leaves two backs in the backfield. Kennedy stands up, throws one across the middle, intended for number 6, Jay Jones. And it's going to be complete out around the 45.
They call that complete?
They did, to my amazement. Sure did. And that's still going to bring up a 4th down, though, for Conway. At about 2 yards to go. And the ball is spotted on their own 45-yard line, and the Wampus Cats will have to kick it away. Back deep for the Benton Panthers will be Stan Carson and Tony Wright. The ball is back. Not a real good kick. End over end. It's going to hit at about the 30. Bounce down to the 20, and it's still bouncing, and it's going to be down around the Panthers 16 or 17-yard line.
Took a great Conway hop bounce on that one as it hit it about the Benton 35, and that great hop brings it on back.
Really was a very poor kick as far as its air performance, but once it hit the ground, it bounced about 20 yards. Just under 8 minutes left in the first quarter of play. No score between Benton or Conway. Panthers had the ball first time this evening. First down and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Up to the line of scrimmage. Cornwell wide to the left. That's the short side of the field. Jumper, the quarterback, number 4. Hands off up the middle. Dennis Little out across the 20 to about the 23.
Somebody on the right side of Benton's offensive line, though, made a move before the snap, Bob, so that should cost the Panthers 5.
A little bit of uncertainty there. I believe when they lined up, it looks like they were split out a little too much, and they tried to compensate for it. Did it a little bit too late when they called for offsides. Number 24 for the Benton Panthers, Robert McNeely checks in, and Cornwell comes out. They do that every other play. They exchange, so you'll see Cornwell and McNeely trading out quite a bit tonight. It's going to be first down and 15 now for the Panthers from their own 12-yard line. McNeely wide to the right. Jumper is the quarterback out of the wishbone formation. Lone count, takes the ball up the middle to Callahan. Open ground out to the 25 and finally brought down around the 27-yard line.
Left side of that Benton offensive line to open up one of those big holes, as you've heard said so many times, you could drive a truck through, and Hill took advantage of it.
Okay, they're going to move the ball back just a little. It's spotted at the 25-yard line. It will be second down and 2 for the Benton High School Panthers from their own 25. Wide receiver is Cornwell. He's wide to the left. Wishbone formation. Jumper, the quarterback. Quarterback sneak up the middle, first down, and he gets out close to the 30.
Another good 5 yards for Tommy Jumper on that 5-yard quarterback sneak.
Once again, number 24, McNeely checks in and Cornwell checks out. Coming up tomorrow afternoon at 1:40 on K107 FM, it's Arkansas Razorback football. Airtime at 1:40, kickoff at 2. First down and 10 now for the Benton High School Panthers from their own 30. 6:24 left in the first quarter of play. Wide receiver to the left, the short side, out of the wishbone. Jumper takes the ball, hands off to Hill up the middle. Hill picks up about 3 yards before he fumbles it, and Conway picks it up, and Conway will have it.
Coughed up the football, and Conway falls on it. The first big break of the ball game comes for the Wampus Cats with, well, I can't see the clock, 6:14 left to play, right?
A little hard from this position to see the seconds. Well, that is the first time this year that the Panthers have made that mistake. They have been making the other team make the fatal mistake, if you will, early in the ball game. The Panthers did it this time. Let's see how the defense reacts. It's first down and 10 now for Conway from the Benton Panther 32-yard line. Number 10, John Kennedy is the quarterback. Wide receiver to the right. Hand off up the middle. No option play. Left side. Fumble. Let's see who comes up with it. Ball still down. Looks like Benton might have it. Let's wait and see.
Big scramble for it. I thought Conway had it at first, Bob, but now it's hard to tell, as there was white jerseys and maroon jerseys, and Conway did recover.
And that ball was pitched out to number 34, Tony Berry. He didn't quite find the handle, and it looked like he tried to pick it up and run with it. I believe he actually lost it, and another Conway player picked it up, but very, very close.
Ball just inside the 30.
Clock running with 5:25 left in the first quarter. Second down, 8 yards for Conway on the Panther 30-yard line. Wide receiver to the right, wide side of the field. Kennedy quarterback, fakes, gives off to his tailback up the middle, and not much there. Number 30, Terrell Lassiter.
Not too much doing right up the middle, as you said, Bob, as Lasker had that one smelled out, was waiting for it.
And that will bring up a third down for the Conway Wampus Cats. 5 yards to go. Ball is now spotted on the Benton Panther 27-yard line. Clock running with 4:45 left in the first quarter of play. No score between Benton or Conway. Conway 0-1-1, Benton 2-0 on this young football season. Third down and 5. Conway on the Benton 27. They're up to the line of scrimmage. Kennedy, the quarterback. He drops straight back the pass. Still dropping back. Pressure by Burnett. He gets it away. Almost intercepted by number 7, Stan Carson. And if he would have had that one, he would have been gone for 6.
Ken Burnett applying a lot of pressure that time on the passer, John Kennedy. He had to hurry that one just a bit, Bob. And like I say, almost picked off.
So that is 2 times tonight. First time Scott Long nearly had Kennedy. That time Ken Burnett nearly had him for at least a 15-yard loss. Brings up 4th down and 5. And Conway will try a field goal. And that's going to be about a, around a 45-yarder. It's up and
short.
No good. And, you know, that's really strange because that young man, number 29.
Strange is his name.
Strange is his name. He was making them from 48 yards before the ball game, and that attempt was 45, and he missed it by about 5 yards.
He was doing that in pregame warm-ups consistently. Of course, it's a different ball game when it's a ball game.
4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter of play. No score between Benton or Conway. It is Benton's ball, 1st down and 10 from their own 20 as they escape that threat by Conway after a fumble. Jumper, the quarterback, up the middle, Corey Hill, and Hill hammers his way up close to the 25.
Good hard running by Corey Hill behind the left side of his offensive line.
And on that tackle for the Conway Wampus Cats was number 53, Clay Marone. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Benton Panthers from their own 24-yard line. Cornwell wide to the right in the wishbone. Jeff Brooks is back there along with Corey Hill. Tommy Jumper, number 4, the quarterback. Jumper up the middle. A little bit of opening there, but it closes off real quick for Stan Carson as he picks up about 3.
Panthers keeping that ball on the football on the ground so far. Have yet to put one in the air.
3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the game clock here in the first quarter of play, live from C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Bob Edmondson along with Larry Hart. 3rd down and 3 for the Panthers from their own 27-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Tommy Jumper, number 4, quarterback. There's a whistle and penalty flag before the play.
Delay a game. Panthers taking too much time at the line of scrimmage that time, so that'll cost them 5.
So the Panthers picked up 2 penalties so far in this ball game, and both of them been 5-yarders. And both of them came when they were deep in their own territory. 3 minutes and about, 3:08, somewhere in that.
3:13.
3:13 left in the first quarter. We have a 3rd down, 8 yards to go for Benton from their own 22-yard line. Wide receiver to the right, that is McNeely. Jumper looks across the pass, hits Scott Long complete, and Long is still going out at about the 45. And good reception by Scott Long. It was a little bit behind him.
Bob, just a nice grab. It was a little behind him and very low. He just picked it up right off the grass tops for the completion and the big gainer for the 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
And the thing about Scott Long, he is so big. He's 5. No, that's the wrong roster. Okay, Scott Long is 6'3", 220. And he ran about 10 yards after that reception. Anyhow, it's 1st down and 10 now for the Panthers on the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. Jumper up to the line of scrimmage, out of the wishbone, hands off to Corey Hill, hits the hole, turns around and gets across to about the 40.
Late flag goes down too, Bob. Corey doing a good job of breaking one tackle behind the line of scrimmage and then squeezed out maybe another yard, and a very late flag. We may have a personal foul. Face mask, right, face mask.
And more than likely that will be a 15-yard penalty. Yes, 15-yard penalty against the Conway Wampus Cats, and for the first time this evening, the Panthers will be in the Wampus Cat territory. We're down to about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first quarter of action. No score between Benton or Conway. 1st down and 10 now for the Panthers from the Conway 45-yard line. Running out of the wishbone, wide receiver to the right. Jumper, the quarterback, number 4, he's a junior. Hands off up the middle, Callahan, and he hits a stone wall, but he manages to pick up maybe 2 on that one.
Boy, just really a lot of white-shirted Conway Wampus Cats waiting for him on that one. Got maybe a yard, Bob.
Conway played that play so well, it makes you think that they knew it was possibly on its way. They were there and waiting on Callahan. A minute 35 seconds left in the first quarter of play. It will be second down and 9 for the Benton Panthers from the Conway 44. Wide receiver to the right, Cornwell. Jumper, the quarterback, takes the ball, hands off up the middle to Brooks. He's out in open field to the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. And he hit that hole so quick that Conway didn't have time to adjust to it.
Boy, it was there. He found it, burst up the middle, and broke a couple of tackles before it finally was pulled down from behind. Good gainer on the play by Brooks.
That play happened so fast. The ball was centered on the first count, I believe, and before you knew it, it was in Brooks' hand, and he was gone.
Panthers got something going here and see if they can continue.
First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers on Conway's 24-yard line. McNeely wide to the left for Benton. Running out of the wishbone. Jumper up to Corey Hill. Corey's across the 25 down to around the 22. Down to about 55 seconds left here in the first half of play. Panthers will have a second down and 8 from their 22-yard line. So Corey Hill picks up 2 on that one. Panthers break the huddle. Out wide to the left is Cornwell. That's the wide side of the field. Scott Long tied in right side, running out of the wishbone. Right tackle for Benton shifts out. Jumper hands off to Corey Hill, finds a hole. He's down to the 15, inside the 15, down to the nearly the 10-yard line, somewhere in that area.
Bob, both sides of the ball of the Benton offensive line continuing to do a good job of blocking, opening up holes on both the left side and the right side.
Yeah, that's Tim Thompson, Paul Viner, Scott Zotti, Ken Burnett, and Scott McAdoo. A fine bunch of young men, great athletes. They give away a few pounds, but they make up for it in heart and quickness. It's first down and 10 now for Benton from the Conway 13-yard line. Wide receiver to the right, McNeely. Jumper, the quarterback. That's the end of the first quarter of play. Our score, Benton 0, Conway 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. It's first down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers from the Conway 13-yard line. First play of the second quarter. Jumper, the quarterback, up the middle to the fullback, picks up a couple of 3 yards, and that was number 22, Brian Callahan, carrying the ball.
Brian earned every bit of those yards, Bob.
And he gets out close to the 10-yard line.
Tough going up the middle, but he picks up near 3.
Brian Callahan coming off a nose surgery after getting his nose broken in an American Legion game in August. Played for the first time last week. It's second down and 6 now for Benton from the Conway Wampus Cat 9-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, out of the wishbone. Jumper, the quarterback, number 4. Hands off to Corey Hill, right tackle. Corey finds some open ground and gets down to about the 5.
Hard running by Corey Hill. I believe they'll mark it maybe inside the 5, Bob.
Let's wait and see where they spot the ball. It's going to be close to a first down. Okay, the head official says first down and 10 for the Benton Panthers. Actually, it's first down and 6. The ball is sitting on the Wampus Cat. No, it's closer than that. It's on the 3. So it's going to be first down and goal to go for the Benton Panthers from the Wampus Cat 3-yard line. Just over 11 minutes left in the first half of play.
Panthers have consumed some time on this drive, too.
Cornwell wide to the right. Panthers still running out of that wishbone. They'll do that about 99% of the time. Number 4, Tommy Jumper, takes the ball up the middle now to one of the tailbacks. I believe that was Corey Hill. And he picked up maybe 1 yard. Very, very tough going.
Stood him right straight up, and he still struggled forward for about a yard. Second and goal.
10 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half of play. No score between Benton or Conway, but the Panthers have a second down on Conway's 2-yard line. Panthers break the huddle. Number 24, McNeely, wide to the left. Tight end right side, Scott Long. Jumper, the quarterback. Long count, looks both ways, takes the ball, hands off to Corey Hill up the middle, fumble, but Tommy Jumper was there to get on it.
Just
very
a
lucky.
Bad exchange on the handoff there, Bob, but Panthers lucky to get it back.
They're going to lose a couple yards back to around the 4. See where they spot the ball. They're going to put it on the 3, so they were very lucky. They only lost 1 yard on that play. That will bring up third down for Benton on the Conway 3-yard line. Cornwell in the ball game. He's the split end wide to the left. Panthers in a wishbone on the near hash mark. Handoff. Keeper. Pass from Jumper into Long. Touchdown.
Long was wide open in the end zone on that option play that came to the right. And Tommy Jumper found Long wide open. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him.
And that is the second pass for the Panthers tonight. And Scott Long was down in the deep right corner, just simply waiting there for Jumper to get the ball to him. But I tell you what did it, that fake to Corey Hill really froze the linebackers, and Scott Long had a lot of time to stand there and wait on it. The Panthers have to call a timeout because Scott Long is having problems putting his kicking shoe on. But we're going to, I tell you what, let's go back to our studios and take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back. Bob Edmondson.
One of Preston's tags.
Bob Edmondson and Larry Hart back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton on K107 FM and KTOD FM in Conway. So we are covering Central Arkansas with tonight's Benton-Conway ball game. Benton has just scored with 9 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half of play. It was a 3-yard pass from Jumper to Scott Long. And that's something because those are the only 2 starters that are juniors on Benton's offense.
Jumper just did a fine job, Bob, of running that option play and pass to the right side as linebackers are frozen, and Long was just wide open out there.
Well, Scott Long had a little problem. He also does the points after and had a problem getting his shoe on. Tony Wright will be holding for Scott Long after that timeout. Ball is down. It's up. And it's good. Our score, Benton 7 and Conway nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. We are back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton, and the Panthers score with 9 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half of play. Our score, Benton Panthers 7 and the Conway Wampus Cats 0. Scott Long kicks it off for the Panthers. It's taken deep at the 10-yard line, up to the 15, 20, 25, and out to the 30. That was a Wampus Cat running it back.
Blake Norris.
Blake Norris, number 12. and he gets a good run back to about the 30-yard line, and Conway will take over first down and 10.
Panthers with a 7-0 lead. Again, a reminder, we've got Razorback football coming up tomorrow on K107. That's a 1:40 air time for the 2 o'clock kickoff from Fayetteville against Towson. I'm sure our friend Mike Harrison will have that game on. I'm not sure what his pregame time is.
Okay, it's first down and 10 now for Conway from their own 32-yard line. There's a whistle and a flag, and what will it be, Mr. Hart?
Didn't seem like they took too much time. We'll just wait for the call on this one. No indication as yet.
Well, it was definitely a penalty.
Against Benton. He gave him.
What was that?
Almost a face mask indication, and the play had not run yet. So I'm not sure what that was.
It looked like that's what I thought. I wasn't going to say anything. Anyhow, it's 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half. It's first down and 5 now for Conway from their own 37. Kennedy is the quarterback. Kennedy, pitch out right side to number 21. He's up to the 40, 50, down to the 45, and number 21 is Elroy Davis, who nearly busted a long one for the Conway Wampus Cats.
But that's the option play almost to its perfection there, the way John Kennedy ran it. He waited till the very last minute to get that pitch away.
So the Panthers, they run that option real good, but Conway doesn't do a bad job either. Just under 9 minutes left in the first half. Benton 7, Conway 0. First down and 10 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from the Panther 43. Conway has
a lot of confusion in the Conway offense.
Have some mix-ups, but it looks like they're going to run the play anyhow. Wide receiver to the left. Kennedy, the quarterback, hands off up the middle to Davis, and he gets over the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
I believe that Benton touchdown got the Wampus Cats dander up a little bit. They're blowing off that line of scrimmage, Bob.
And that was number 30, Terrell Lasker, running that ball, not Davis. Conway now, second down and 4 from the Panther 43-yard line. Clock running with about 8.5 minutes left. First half of play. Wide receiver to the left. Kennedy hands off up the middle to number 30, and nothing there but a brick wall. That is Lasker, and he's going to be denied the first down.
Also over there defensively for the Panthers that time, Bob.
Was who?
I lost that number.
Okay, just under 8 minutes left in the first half of play. A very hot and humid night here at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Third down and 4 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from the Panther 38-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Kennedy, the quarterback, stands up, pops one across the middle, complete, down to the 20, still running. It's going to be a touchdown for the Conway Wampus Cats. That's number 85, Brad Bolding. And Bolding caught that ball at about the 30, and he made that touchdown purely on his own effort.
Kennedy just made a quick fake up the middle to his fullback out of the straight two and popped that pass over the middle. A couple of tackles broken, and is right down the far sideline for the touchdown for the Conway Wampus Cats.
So the Panthers score with 9:35 left in the first half. Wampus Cats come back with about 7:25. Ball is up. The point after is going to be good, and our score, Benton 7, Conway 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, there's the kickoff. We missed the first of it, but Stan Carson took it back on about the 10, and Carson runs out nearly to the 30. I believe the ball is going to be spotted around the 28-yard line, so the Panthers have a pretty good run back themselves.
And it surely didn't take the Conway Wampus Cats long to retaliate after that Benton touchdown, Bob.
They looked mighty tough on that series of plays. That was Stan Carson running that ball back to about the 28-yard line. Our score all tied up at 7 apiece between Benton and Conway, but the Benton Panthers first down and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is Cornwell. Jumper is the quarterback running out of the wishbone. Jumper, long count. Option play, back the pass, right side, fires one down the middle. Scott Long is there. It's complete at the 35-yard line.
Scott Long had drawn double coverage. He had a step on each of those men and made the completion at about the 40-yard line and falls forward to the 36. Big gainer for the Panthers.
And, Larry, we have to give the Benton line a lot of credit. They gave Jumper a lot of time to pass that ball, and it gave Long the opportunity to really get down there and stretch it out.
That option pass doing well for the Panthers.
6 minutes, 45 seconds left, first half of play. Panthers first down and 10 now from the Conway 36-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, running out of the wishbone. Jumper the quarterback. Long count. Corey Hill, right tackle. He gets across the 35 down to about the 34 before he is brought down. Corey is averaging about 6.5 yards a carry, I think, so far this season.
He's had two 100-yard games. One of 108 and I believe 116 in the opener.
Round in that area, but he has been honorable mention past 2 weeks in the Associated Press, so maybe he'll turn one on tonight and win it. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half. Second down, 7 now for Benton from the Conway 33-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, out of the wishbone. Jumper up the middle to Callahan. Callahan down to about the 30 before he is brought down. It's going to bring up about a third down and 4, maybe a little less.
Pretty good job by the offensive line once again as Callahan straight up the middle on the play. But it's third, and they'll be facing about between 3 and 4.
Cornwell checks out. Checking in will be McNeely, bringing in a play from Dwight Fight and his coaching staff. 5 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first half of play. Wide receiver to the right, third down 4 for Benton from the Conway 30. Ball is down. Jumper, the quarterback, parks the calls off, gets the ball, hands off up the middle, and it's going to be close to a first down. Callahan up the middle.
Well, let's see as they unpile where they spot the football, Bob. First down, Benton.
So the Panthers use up 3 downs and come up with a first down and 10 with about 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half of play. We're all tied up here at C.W. Lewis Stadium between Benton and Conway, 7 points apiece. It's first down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers from the Conway 26-yard line. Cornwell wide to the right, out of the wishbone. Jumper up the middle to Dennis Little. A little confusion on that play. And
actually what happened, Bob, they had a little trouble on the handoff as Dennis didn't quite have the handle on it. Managed to hang on to it, but loss of maybe a half yard on the play.
You know, the option, wishbone option, that's one of those things that you really don't know whether the fullback is going to keep it or if the quarterback is going to hand it off to him or what, you know, sometime. And I think that's what happened then. I don't know if Jumper actually meant to give it to him or not, but Dennis Little ended up with it, nearly fumbled it. But it's going to be second down and 10 for Benton from the Conway Wampus Cat 26-yard line. 4:20-something left in the first half of play. Up the middle, Callahan runs into tough going there, and he is really hit hard by number 55, Kevin Clifton for Conway.
Just nothing doing for Brian on trying the left side of that Conway defensive line. They were lying in wait.
3 minutes, 51 seconds left in the first half of play. We're all tied up at 7-7. Third down and 8 for Benton from the Conway Wampus Cat 24-yard line. Tommy Jumper, number 4, the quarterback, drops back the pass, fires one to Long, complete, and Scott Long gets down inside the 20. It's going to be close to a first down.
Third reception of the night for Scott Long, and he was really popped after the reception.
Of course, as we said earlier, he can really pop people. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. Not a bad tight end. 3:35 left in the first half of play. It will be first down and 10 for the Benton Panthers from the Conway Wampus Cats 16-yard line. Coming up at halftime, the Benton High School Marching Band. First down and 10 now. Benton from the Conway 16. Wide receiver to the left. Long count by Jumper. Jumper, Corey Hill, right tackle, finds a hole, and he manages to get down close to the 10-yard line.
Coming out of that wishbone, Bob, with a fake up the middle first to the fullback and then the handoff, and good success behind the right side of the Benton offensive line.
You know, sometime, Larry, when Corey Hill gets it, it looks like he doesn't make that much yard, but he's so long-legged, he can have 5 yards before you know it.
Got that long stride, second 5.
2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. Clock running. Second down 5 for Benton from the Conway 11-yard line. Cornwell wide to the right. That's the short side of the field. Jumper takes the ball. Option play. Callahan across the 10 down to about the 8.
Once again, they had a hole there, but it closed very quickly on Bryan.
Next week, the Benton High School Panthers will be on the road at Arkadelphia. We've got an official timeout. We have an injured player, so let's take a timeout, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Bob Edmondson along with Larry Hart back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. The injured player is one of the Conway players, but he is flat on his back. We're unable to get his number right now. As I was saying, next week the Benton Panthers on the road at Arkadelphia, and the Conway Wampus Cats will be at home against Russellville.
And that'll be a big, big test for the Benton Panther football team, Bob, against the Arkadelphia Badgers on the road.
And they're playing at Texarkana tonight, so that's going to be an interesting ball game. Injured, is that number 85?
85 or 86, I can't tell from this angle as yet.
I believe it's going to be Brad Bolding, number 85. He's been playing. He's going to be okay. He's helped off the field, just a little wind knocked out of him. Nothing serious. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half of play. 7-7 our score. It's third down and 3 now for Benton from the Conway 9-yard line. Running out of the wishbone, wide receiver to the left. Jumper takes the ball, hands off to Corey Hill, up and over the top, and I believe he's going to be short of a first down.
He just took a dive over the line of scrimmage and hit the ground very hard. I heard that pop up here, Bob.
Shook the ground up here, didn't it?
It did.
Just under 2 minutes left in the first half of play. Glad you could join us for exciting high school football on K107 FM in Benton and KTOD FM in Conway.
Big fourth down coming up.
Fourth down and 3 for the Panthers from the Conway 9. Panthers will go for it.
They want the 6.
Out of the wishbone, Tommy Jumper barks the counts. Hands off, roll out right side pass, complete to Callahan. And he fumbles it out of bounds, but it will be a complete pass. I believe he did have it long enough. It looked like to me
we had
that
2 different calls, I believe, Bob.
It looked like he had it long enough because he took a couple of 3 steps before he was hit, and the ball was fumbled out of bounds. And I tell you what, it's going to be close to the goal line.
I think what they're arguing is that he didn't have actual possession of it when he went out of bounds.
Well, let's go to the video replay, as they would say in the NFL, and the officials are discussing it.
It looked like a catch from here, and looks like they're going to give it to him.
And it's going to be very close to the goal line. Matter of fact, the ball rolled out of bounds and hit the marker there by the goal line. Anyhow, they're going to give it to Conway.
What?
And on downs, they're going to give the ball to Conway on downs.
Well, I think that's what the official was saying, Bob, Callahan did not have possession as he went out of bounds, that he was still juggling the ball just a bit.
Well, we'll have to watch it on the video replay when we get a chance. It looked like to me that he had it in bounds and took a couple of steps, and then the ball fumbled out of bounds. But we'll never know until we look at the replay. But it doesn't matter anyhow. Conway takes over on downs, first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 1:25 left in the first half of play. Handoff up the middle, and nothing there as the Benton defense really fired up after that call.
Absolutely nothing doing that time.
Just over 1 minute left in the first half of play. We're all tied up between Benton and Conway, 7-7. Second down and 9 for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 21-yard line. Wide receiver out to the left. Kennedy is the quarterback. Penalty flags fly. And a lot of confusion out on the football field right now.
It's going to be going against Conway. Illegal motion is a call, Bob. I sure would like to see a replay of that pass, though.
Yeah, because I don't think it was I don't think he was ever out of bounds. I think the ball just rolled out of bounds after he had possession of it and fumbled it out of bounds. But one of those calls that can really cost a team their momentum. But it looks like the Panthers are still fired up. 45 seconds left in the first half of play. Second down 14 for Conway on their 16-yard line. Kennedy hands off left tackle to one of his tailbacks, Lasker, and
boy, again, that Benton defense is rising to the occasion, shutting that running game down.
There's whistles, and there's a timeout charged to Benton. We'll take our own timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
The Benton Panthers have called a timeout. They want to force Conway to punt this football and get their hands on it one more time. But it's a third down play coming up right here.
Third down 15 for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 15-yard line. Option play. Kennedy still has it. He cuts around the corner right side, and he's going to be up close, and he does have a first down, and he's still running at the 45, up to the 50, and down around the Panther 45-yard line, and penalty flags fly.
Well, Bob, I can certainly see why Arkansas State is interested in John Kennedy. He must have broken 7 tackles on that run. We may have another 15 yards added on to that run.
Penalty flag went down as Kennedy went down right in front of the Conway Wampus Cat bench. We're down to about 10 or 15 seconds left here in the first half of play. And let's wait on the
haven't seen the
penalty call
as yet, Bob. But it's going against Benton as the Benton defense walking back toward their own goal line.
It's going to be a 15, so it'll either have to be a face mask or a personal foul. One of the two more than likely. What, personal foul? Okay, first down and 10 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from the Panther 32-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the left side for the Conway Wampus Cats, 1 to the right. Kennedy is the quarterback, 1 man in the backfield. That is Lasker. Back the pass across the middle, incomplete. And a lot of pressure by Scott Long and Chris Trump for the Benton High School Panthers.
They were coming fast. Kennedy had to get rid of that ball before he wanted to. Kennedy's 5'10", weighs 173. Boy, that was just a great run. He made a couple of plays ago.
Conway going for it all that time. They had 3, maybe 4 receivers downfield with only one back in the backfield, and he just couldn't handle the Benton offense or defensive line. It's 2nd down 10 now for the Conway Wampus Cat from the Benton 32. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Kennedy drops back. Chris Trump nearly had him hit and intercepted at the 20 by Corey Hill. And I tell you what, Kennedy was really whopped as he is slow getting up. He was really hit by number 35, Chris Trump, from the blind side.
7th interception for the Benton Panthers in this young 1986 season. And boy, Kennedy, like you say, Bob, he really took a lick.
Kennedy better be glad that halftime is here, because it will probably take him the better part of the halftime to get his senses back. He was really hit hard by Chris Trump. 1st down and 10 now for the Panthers with just 3 seconds left in the first half. Panthers are going to let it run out. And that's the end of our first half of play. We're all tied up 7-7 between the Benton Panthers and the Conway Wampus Cats. We'll be back with halftime activities in 1 minute.
For your halftime entertainment, a military dance routine to the June Excalibur will be performed by the Pep Steppers. Under the field direction of Captain Shelley Love and Lawrence Smith, Lieutenant Susan Link, and Tracy BAMM. Let's welcome, if you will, the Benton High School Pep Steppers.
Along with Bob Edmondson back at C.W. Lewis Stadium, where our halftime score, the Benton Panthers 7, the Conway Wampus Cats 7. Let's go down to the field now, pick up the Benton Pep Steppers and the Benton High School Marching Band.
only get better and better.
Well, a great halftime show being put on by the Benton Pep Steppers for a very appreciative Benton High School crowd. And we'll be back with the performance of the Benton High School Marching Band as Panther football continues in a moment right after this 60-second break. Halftime at C.W. Lewis Stadium with our score, Benton 7, Conway 7. Also at halftime, Bryan is leading Lakeside by a score of 15-8. Now let's go back down to the field, pick up the halftime performance of the Benton High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Benton Public Schools are proud to present the Benton High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Jerry Williams, assisted by Jim Woolley and Bill Lloyd, and is led on the field by drum majors Chris Hoggard and Anthony Eddington. We open tonight's show with an old classic, the Tennessee Waltz, featuring trumpet players Luke Drenning, Chuck Kosha, Dennis Berry, and Shannon Carson. And now, with pride, we present Central Arkansas's Band of Distinction, the Benton High School Marching Band. We invite you now to watch and listen as our auxiliary units perform a routine while the band plays the John Cougar Mellencamp hit song, R.O.C.K. in the USA. make toes tap and majorette sweat. Our final selection tonight is called Jazzy.
That's just the first of many of the great performances you'll see performed by the Benton High School Marching Band. It is halftime at C.W. Lewis Stadium with our score Benton 7, Conway 7. Benton-Conway football continues in a moment right after this 2-minute break.
Let's send them to Orlando, Florida to the National Cheerleader competition. You buy a chance from either the cheerleaders or any cheerleader parent. Right now, they're only $10 each. Let the girls go to Orlando, Florida for the National Cheerleading competition. They won the regional here. They want the right to go to Orlando, Florida. We'd sure like to see them go down there and win it all. Look at them, aren't they pretty? Turn around there, girls, and smile. You're not going to fall out. There you go. All the chances in the world right there. Just see one of these girls, they tell you one for $10. Might drive your new Chevrolet pickup. Donate it back by the Chevrolet right here in Benton.
Larry Hart along with Bob Edmondson. We're just about set for a second half play between Benton and Conway. At halftime, it is Bryant leading Hot Springs Lakeside by a score of 21-15. Here's a quick recap on the scoring in the first half. The Panthers drew first blood with 9:37 remaining in the first quarter. The second quarter. It was a 3-yard touchdown pass from Tommy Jumper to Scott Long. Conway came roaring right back, and they scored with 7:27 left to play in the first half. And it was a 20-yard pass from John Kennedy to Brad Bolding. The point after was good. That tied it up 7-7. Benton missed a last-minute opportunity when a pass was called incomplete. And Bob, talking at halftime, we tried to clarify the call on that. Since the ball came out to the 20, evidently the officials ruled that it was complete and then fumbled out of the end zone.
Right, otherwise called it's a touchback, but to make that happen, it meant Callahan could not have crossed the goal line plane. Apparently that's what happened. He caught the ball somewhere, let's say on the 1 or 1.5 yard line. He fell down or whatever, fumbled the ball. It went through the end zone and out of bounds, and that's the only thing we can come up because the ball did come back to the 20. Now, if that would have been a complete pass on the 1 yard line, the ball would have went over on downs, and Conway should have had it on the 1 yard line. So apparently it was a touchback from what we can gather.
Total yardage in the first half. Benton, the winner there with 171 total yards. Wampus Cats had 132 total yardage in the first half. Tied at 7-7, and we're about set to go for the second half. Remember, Razorback football tomorrow afternoon on K107 FM. That'll be a 1:40 airtime. Razorbacks will kick it off at 2 against the Golden Hurricane of Fayetteville at Razorback Stadium. You'll hear all the action on KAKI FM.
Well, the co-captains back out at midfield. They were Jeff Brooks for Benton, along with Dennis Little. And, of course, the Panthers will be receiving the ball to start the second half of play. Panthers receiving on the south end or the left side of your radio dial. Of course, Conway kicking off from the north. Back deep for Benton, number 44, Corey Hill. The secondary men include number 14, Tony Wright, and number 7, Stan Carson. And we're just about ready to get the second half of play underway. Our score all tied up at 7-7 between the Benton Panthers and the Conway Wampus Cats. This game coming live on K107 FM Benton and KTOD FM in Conway.
Somebody mentioned that Strange only weighed about 140 pounds, and about 80 of that must be in his leg. We'll see how he kicks off.
He kicks it off. It's going to go deep, taken by Carson at the 5-yard line. Carson to the 10, 15, and out to about the 22-yard line before he is hammered by several guys in white and blue jerseys. Happen to be the Wampus Cats of Conway.
Well, a pretty good kickoff for Strange. Benton will take over, 1st and 10.
Good night for football. A lot of fans are out. It could stand to be a little bit cooler. Humidity still.
It could stand to be a whole lot cooler as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm so hot and sweaty now it actually feels cool. Of course, I've been standing by the fan during halftime, so I'm doing pretty good. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers, starting out on their own 22-yard line. We got to remember we're in the press box. It's a lot cooler down there in the stands, not on the football field.
Not on the field.
Well, one of the officials talking with Coach
Buzz Bolding is
Buzz Bolding, yeah. Okay, first down and 10 now for Conway, for Benton. First down 10 Conway. Benton, rather, from their own 22-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Jumper is the quarterback. Out of the wishbone, option play. Jumper keeps it, and Jumper is going to be thrown for a 2-yard loss. back.
Good job defensively by Conway that time, as in on the play was Russell Oakes, as he had that option play read all the way, and he took the quarterback and he took him down for the loss.
I just, of course, noticed, made the relation rather, Buzz Bolding, the quarterback, or the coach rather for Conway. Number 85 is also Bolding, Brad, so we probably assume that it's a son or such as that.
Sounds like some sort of relation.
Second down, 14 for the Panthers from their own 18-yard line. McNeely wide to the right. That's the short side of the field for the Panthers out of the wishbone. Jumper, roll out left side, looks, throws one. It's down there to Scott Long. He has it at the 50 and down around the 45-yard line. Amazing catch by Scott Long. He was double-teamed and got it, Larry.
I tell you what, Bob, this is my first Panther game of the season, and I am impressed with this young man, Scott Long. That was just a tremendous grab. Right, well, just shy of the 50-yard line. He had double coverage again, as you said, went high up in the air and pulled it down. First and 10, Benton.
Scott is 6'3", 220. He is a junior and a one-year letterman. And college scouts are already looking at him, and you know why after that. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers from the Conway Wampus Cat 45-yard line. Out of the wishbone, wide receiver to the left. Jumper, roll out right side, option play, keeps it, cuts upfield to the 40, inside the 40 to the Wampus Cat 39-yard line.
Looks like Tommy is running that option with more confidence here in the second half early. He did a good job of reading the defense and cutting it up.
Of course, Jumper injured his back earlier in the week. Actually, he didn't hurt it during practice. He just simply moved wrong at home and had a catch, but he looks pretty good tonight. And so does Scott Long. He injured his knee last week. It's second down and 4 now for the Benton Panthers on the Conway Wampus Cat 39-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. That is McNeely. On the near hash mark option play, Jumper keeps it, cuts upfield to the 35, and he is really hammered down at the 34, and that will be enough for a first down and 10 for the Benton High School Panthers.
Once again, it was Russell Oakes making the hard hit defensively, but a good job on the option again by Jumper, first and 10.
9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter of action. We're all tied up at 7-7 between Benton and Conway. Panthers are 2-0, coming off big wins against Rogers and Malvern. Conway is 0-1-1. They were beat by McClellan, tied Catholic last week. First down and 10 now for Benton from the Conway 34. Wide receiver to the right. Jumper back to pass. Looks downfield. Screen pass to Corey Hill. Incomplete. Penalty flags fly after the ball was thrown.
Just a little flare pass on the left side that time to Corey Hill, and a flag dropped in the secondary.
And we'll have to wait and see.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Of course, that happens a lot. That play took a long time to develop, and someone across the line of scrimmage.
So that'll cost the Panthers with, 9:17 left to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 7.
First down and 10. Well, actually, it won't be first down. That play, it was first down and 10, but the Panthers will be penalized 15 yards. The ball is going to be about 25 yards.
Loss of down also.
Away from a first down. The Panthers have to get down to about the 25-yard line for a first down. And as Larry said, that will be a loss of down. So it will be second down and 26 for the Panthers. They are back on their own 49-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Panthers running out of the wishbone. Jeff Brooks in there. Back to pass. Jumper down the middle. Interference call. Interference. Flags fly. And that's going to be down around the 30.
Pass was intended around the 30, Bob, for once again who else but Scott Long, and he got bumped way before the ball got to him. I think it was purely incidental, but he still put him on the ground. It is interference.
Well, so far this year, the target of Tommy Jumper has been mainly Scott Long, but they have some other folks that can catch the ball.
That's the first one he's missed, if you want to call that a miss.
Right. He was missed because he was interfered with. And one of the new rules, that will come back to the line of scrimmage and be counted off, won't it?
Right.
Correct? 15 yards. So
15 yards.
We're back up to the original line of scrimmage. After a 15-yard penalty against Benton, 15-yard penalty.
Almost.
Likes about a foot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, a break for the Panthers on the interference call. We'll make it second down and about 11.
9 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third quarter of play. We're all tied up 7-7 between Benton and Conway. It's going to be First down and 10, though, for Benton from the Conway 36-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is Cornwell. Out of the wishbone, jumper, option play, left side. Jumper keeps it, jumper running, and jumper gets down to about the 30 before he is brought down.
Well, Tommy Jumper has come out roaring here in the second half. The 5'10", 150-pound junior. He'll be back next year.
That's right. Jumper and Scott Long, I believe, are the only two juniors that play on the Benton starting offense.
Of course, Coach Fine has a lot of confidence in Cody also in that backup spot. He's a junior.
One other, number 24, Robert McNeely, who alternates in at split end, is also a junior. It's going to be second down and 5 now for the Benton High School Panthers from the Conway Wampus Cat 31. Wide receiver to the left, that's McNeely. Out of the wishbone, jumper takes the snap, rolls out right side, option play, pitch out to Corey Hill. Hill has it down to the 30, 25, down to the 20, out of bounds around the 15-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers, and that is Blake Norris, number 12, coming over from his cornerback slot to make that tackle for the Conway Wampus Cats.
Well, I talked about John Kennedy running that option play to perfection in the first half. That time, Tommy Jumper did it. Timed that pitch perfectly. As they got it back there to Corey Hill. First and 10 Panthers.
Just over 8 minutes remaining in third quarter play here at C.W. Lewis Stadium. 7-7 between Benton and Conway, but the Panthers first down and 10 from the Wampus Cats 16-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that's the wide side. They're going the other way, option play, jumper keeps it, jumper cuts in, and jumper down to about the 10.
Option to the short side of the field this time by Tommy Jumper.
They just simply ran out of football field on that one. 7. Go ahead.
Picked up a little over 5 that time, though, Bob.
Well, standing room only on the east side of C.W. Lewis Stadium. That's the home side. Nearly full on the Conway side.
Good crowd from Conway down here.
Second down 4 for the Panthers from the Conway 9-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Ball on the near hash mark. Jumper takes it. Hands off to Corey Hill. Hit in the backfield. Spins around. And he's going to lose 1, maybe 2 yards.
Jumper just barely got that ball off to Corey that time, Bob. And Corey had a little trouble finding the handle and will lose some yardage.
Just under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Corey Hill has carried quite a few times tonight. Hasn't really broke the long one, which he is very capable of doing, and you better look out. He could do it any time. Third down and 6 now for Benton from the Conway 11-yard line. We're tied 7-7. Jumper, option play, left side. Jumper cuts inside, and Jumper is going to go in for the touchdown. Standing up, Tommy Jumper, a junior quarterback, number 4 for Benton, takes it in on the option play for an 11-yard touchdown for the Panthers with 6 minutes, 31 seconds left in the third quarter of play.
Well, but Tommy Jumper's just running that option completely different here in the second half.
I believe they went in at halftime, and the coaches upstairs here got with the team and saw the flaw, and it seems like they've done a good job on it here in the second half of play. Scott Long having to trade shoes out to kick it. Tony Wright, number 14, will be holding it for him. We're all ready to go. Everybody's ready. The ball is down. It's up. It's good. Our score, Benton 14, Conway 7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Towed away if you don't move it. That's ARK KW Earl 709, the gray GMC Sierra. Got to get it out of the driveway. Thank you.
Edmondson along with Larry Hart back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Tonight's non-conference ball game between Benton and Conway. That doesn't matter. This is one of those rivalries that's been going on probably close to 50 years between Benton and Conway.
Almost as long as I've been around.
Yeah, nearly. You remember the first game probably. It's kicked off. Conway going to take it deep in the north end zone. Norris slides down at the 10. And he tried to get up and run with it, and of course, high school football, you can't do that.
His knee did touch down at about the 10, so Conway starts out 90 yards away from the Benton goal line, trailing 14-7.
Well, the Benton Junior High School Warriors won their second game of the season last night. They beat
Malvern by a big 17-0 score.
Yeah, and the Warriors now 2-1 on the season.
Benton's 8th grade will play Monday night over at Bryant. That's coming up this Monday night, 6 o'clock.
Okay, first down and 10 now for Conway from their own 7-yard line. Kennedy, the quarterback, up the middle to number 21, and that is Elroy Davis. Elroy picks up about 3 or 4 yards before he is brought down.
Boy, he was racked hard, too.
See, didn't the Benton Junior Varsity, they played Conway's JV team this past week, didn't they?
I believe so. I don't recall for sure.
I believe the Benton JV team won. I'm not real sure, though. Anyhow, just under 6 minutes left in the third quarter of play. Benton 14, Conway 7. It is second down and 7 for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 10-yard line. So Elroy Davis picked up 3. Wide receiver to the right. Kennedy, the quarterback, option play right side, pitch out to Elroy Davis. He gets out to near the 25-yard line. I was wrong. That was number 30, I believe, wasn't it? Terrell Lasker. Is that, no, Tony Berry, number 34. Conway playing about 6 running backs. It's hard to keep up with them.
Everybody converged that time on the quarterback Kennedy, and he flipped it back there to Berry for the good gainer.
And that is enough for a first down and 10 for the Conway Wampus Cats. Ball out to their own 23-yard line. Clock running with 5:20 remaining third quarter play. 14-7 is our score. Benton on top. Wide receiver to the right. Conway to the line of scrimmage. Kennedy, their quarterback, leads the charge. Takes the ball, option play, pitch out right side, and cut up the field. It's number 21, and Scott Long is going to get him. That is Elroy Davis. Davis gets out to about the 38-yard line, and that's enough for a first down and 10 for Conway.
And he was just collared from behind, or he had about 10 or 15 more yards at least, Bob.
And he is going to be injured after being really tackled hard around the neck by Benton's left defensive end there, Scott Long. And officials out tending to him right now as he is injured. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back. Okay, Elroy Davis is helped off the field. He's going to be okay after a slight injury. First down and 10 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 38-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Kennedy is the quarterback. Kennedy handoff right tackle to Lasker. He is hit and brought down around the 44-yard line. A lot of excitement.
Conway coach is doing a lot of yelling over on the far sideline, Bob. I'm not sure what they're calling for, but they're very upset.
Very. I don't know what it is either.
Now the Benton fans raise a cheer.
It's going to be a penalty against the Conway Wampus Cats, 15-yarder. I didn't see any flags down.
I didn't see a flag drop unless they dropped it after the coaches said something, possibly. Personal foul against the Conway Wampus Cats is the call, but I did not see the flag.
4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third quarter of play. That will bring up a first down and 15 for Conway. Ball is setting back on their own 33-yard line. Conway making a few substitutions. Ken Burnett comes out for Benton also. Conway up to the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver to the right. Kennedy is the quarterback. running a dead tee. Option play, left side, pitch out, up to the 45, 50, down to the 45, down to the 40, and that's going to be number 24.
Tony Wright finally caught him from behind there, Bobby.
And that is going to be Tony Berry, as he has a big run and a big first down by the Conway Wampus Cats. And Tony Wright for the Benton Panthers was one of the last men that could possibly get a hold of him.
That was, as they say, a touchdown-saving tackle as he just dove for the ankles. Conway on the move.
Just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Conway first down and 10 from the Benton Panther 40-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, running out of that dead tee as they have this whole ball game. Handoff up the middle to Lasker. Lasker gets down to about the 30 before he is brought down by a whole host of Benton Panthers.
And the hitting is getting very fast and furious right now, Bob. Kennedy's doing just a great job of making that first fake up the middle, then the handoff.
That is a pickup of 7 yards for Lasker on that play. Second down and 3 for Conway on the Panther 33-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. John Kennedy at the helm for Conway. Option play, right side. Kennedy keeps it upfield across the 30. He's down to the 20. Still running at the 15, 10, fumble. And who will come up with it? Benton. Benton will come up with it after Kennedy ran it down inside the 5-yard line.
Again, Kennedy doing just a fantastic job. This time he made 2 fakes, kept the ball to the right side, the far side, and was near pay dirt when he coughed up the football. Benton makes a big recovery.
That was an amazing run by Kennedy because there was people all around him. Okay, Benton takes over. No, it's still Conway's ball. I thought there was a fumble there, but Conway's ball first down and 10, but nothing there as the Conway player loses a couple of yards. I thought they said fumble, but apparently it wasn't. I believe another official reversed the call again.
Evidently so, because they signaled going back the other way.
Unless they got the first down call wrong.
So we apologize.
It's second down and 8 now for Conway from the Benton Panther 8-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, out of the dead tee. Kennedy, the quarterback, option play, left side, pitch out to Lasker. He has hit at the line of scrimmage, penalty flags down. And that's 34, Tony Berry, running that ball, and he maybe got up to the line of scrimmage. Penalty flags down in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be against Conway. You're right. So a big penalty against the Conway Wampus Cats. As the Conway Wampus Cat band starts out with a pep tune across the way. 15-yard penalty marked off against Conway. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. Our score, Benton 14 and Conway 7. Illegal use of hands by Conway, which is kind of like holding. It's second down and 18 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from the Benton 18-yard line. Conway is well within a field goal range. They have to do so. 2 receivers out each way. Only 1 man in the backfield for Conway. Kennedy drops back, fires one, incomplete around the 10-yard line. And Kennedy, if he's going to run that play, he's going to have to really let it go quick.
He had a man wide open in the end zone that he didn't see. Jay Goghagen was wide open, but Kennedy did not see him.
Too much pressure from that defensive 4 of Benton, or 5 we should say. As the front line for Benton really putting a lot of heat on Kennedy. Third down, 18 now for the Conway Wampus Cats on the Benton 18-yard line. 2 receivers out each way, 1 man in the backfield. Kennedy, long snap, drops straight back, looks downfield, complete at the 10, and he is really walloped. And that is going to be number 1,
Jay Griner. Jay Griner on the reception. He was hit hard, but he got up okay, but one of the Benton defenders down.
That's number 42, Craig Lincoln, really gave him a hard lick, and Craig is a little shook up. He's standing up now and talking to one of the Benton coaches as he drops back down on a knee. Let's take a 30-second injury timeout, and we'll be right back. Okay, Larry Hart and Bob Edmondson back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton.
Bobby Craig Lincoln was up on his feet. Now he is back down. Can't tell exactly what the problem is. But that was a good catch by Jay Griner. He caught that ball as he was being hit and somehow hung on, because Lincoln really hit him hard.
This reminder tomorrow afternoon at 1:40 on K107 FM. It's Arkansas Razorback football. Airtime at 1:40 and kickoff at 2 o'clock. A week from tonight, the Benton Panthers will be in Arkadelphia against the Arkadelphia Badgers. Airtime right here on K107 FM at 7:15. And
Craig Lincoln is up and being assisted off the field, mostly under his own power. That's good to see.
And a couple of the paramedics from the Benton Fire Department rescue unit who's standing by here run across the field to assist Dr. Stewart in looking at Craig Lincoln. It's 4th down and 4 now for the Conway Wampus Cats from the Benton 4-yard line. So Benton has to get tough here. Wide receivers each way for the Conway Wampus Cat. Kennedy drops back. Little pass is incomplete at the goal line, and the Benton Panthers will take over on downs at the 4-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Bob, he had number 81, which I don't have in my program, wide open in the end zone. He just couldn't hang on. So the Benton defense is held on that incompletion.
The Panther defense comes through with 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the third quarter of play. Benton 14 and Conway 7.
Now it's be careful with the football time.
Be very, very careful, because no mistakes in this area. No, sir. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers, starting out on their own 4-yard line. Number 4, Tommy Jumper, the junior quarterback. Wide left is McNeely out of the wishbone. Quarterback sneak up the middle by Jumper. Jumper gets out probably across the 5 to about, 6, 7?
He squeezed it out to maybe the 6. I don't believe they'll give him the 7, trying to find some operating room for that wishbone. Not a place where you want to pitch that ball away or have one drop.
Just under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter of play. Second down and 7 for Benton on their own 7. Wide receiver to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Jumper out of the wishbone. Up the middle to Dennis Little. Little gets out to the 10. That's going to be Callahan, excuse me. Out to about the 10-yard line. Actually, he might have, I believe he crossed it.
Just over the 10. Give him the 11.
It's going to be third down and 2 as the clock runs down to 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Our score, Benton 14 and Conway 7. It's third down and 2. We have an official timeout. We have a Conway player that is down around the line of scrimmage. So let's take this 30-second break, and we'll be back at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Third down and 2 now for Benton from their own 12-yard line. Option play, left side. Jumper keeps it. Jumper gets around the corner, and Jumper is going to have a first down and 10 now for the Benton High School Panthers. Well, that's the end of the third quarter of play. We missed a play. Benton picked up a first down and 10, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter after this 1 minute timeout.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Okay, starting the fourth quarter play. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers from their own 18-yard line after a first down run by Jumper. Hand off up the middle to Callahan, and Callahan picks up a couple of tough yards before he is brought down by several Conway Wampus Cats, including number 55, Kevin Clifton. Also on that tackle was number 15, Greg Dacus.
Of course, Bob, the Panthers on that last series of downs did exactly what they wanted to do, got it out of the hole a bit and picked up the 1st and 10.
11:35 left in this ball game. Second down 7 for Benton from their own 21-yard line. A little bit of breathing room after taking over on downs on the 4. Option play, right side Jumper pitches out to Corey Hill, and Hill hit at the line of scrimmage, and penalty flags fly.
Tommy Jumper going option to the far side. Got it out to Hill, and again a flag on the play. We'll see what this one's all about.
That penalty flag was thrown about the time Corey Hill took the pitch out from Tommy Jumper.
Clipping.
Against the Benton Panthers, so that'll be a 15-yard major penalty against the Panthers, and that will put them back around their own 6-yard line. Our score, Benton 14, Conway 7. This game being broadcast live in Benton on K107 FM and in Conway on KTOD FM.
Might remind the folks too, Bob, they can see the replay on Tuesday night on Jones Intercable. That's on cable channel 5 in Benton.
Replay starting at 7. It includes the game and all activities at halftime. Second down 18 now for Benton from their own 10-yard line. Tommy Jumper drops back the pass, scrambles around, gets it away. Corey Hill out there, complete. My goodness, what a catch by Corey Hill. He absolutely took it away from the Conway defender.
I tell you what, Bob, he took that away from Dexter Maltavia. Took it away from him to get that completion. Big, big play for the Benton Panthers. Once again, out of the hole.
That was a great effort by Corey Hill because for all sakes, that was an interception. He just flat took it away from him. Just under 11 minutes left in the ball game. Our score, Benton 14, Conway 7. Benton first down and 10 now from their own 35 after starting out on their own 4 after Conway turned it over on downs. Wide receiver to the right. Tommy Jumper barks the plays. Left tackle, Callahan, open at the 45, 50, down to the 40, down to the 25, and down at the 25-yard line of the Conway Wampus Cats, Brian Callahan.
Blake Norris finally caught up with him from behind. I thought Brian was going to break it all the way down the near sideline, but Norris caught up with him and hung on for dear life and got Brian on the ground. But another big gainer for the Panthers.
That was just an absolutely great play by the offensive line of Benton. They angled in, blocked the defense out, but a good play by Callahan. Good running. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers on the Conway Wampus Cat 27-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, McNeely. Jumper is the quarterback. Number 4 takes the ball. Hands off Corey Hill up the middle. Hill is down to the 15, still running, and Corey Hill gets down to the 12-yard line, and great play by Corey Hill.
Bob, got to give a lot of credit to that Benton offensive line that time as they open up the gigantic hole over on the right side. Corey got to the hole, cut back to the left side, and another big gainer.
And, of course, that offensive line consists of Tim Thompson, Paul Viner, Scott Zotti, Ken Burnett, and Scott McAdoo. There's a timeout on the field. We'll be back in 1 minute. Just over 10 minutes left in this ball game. Our score, Benton 14 and Conway 7, but the Panthers have a first down and 10 from the Conway 12-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Number 12 for Benton, that is Monty Cornwell. Up the middle to Corey Hill. Corey hit hard, but he manages to get down to about the 10, maybe inside the 10-yard line.
Corey hit at the line of scrimmage and struggled forward for about 2. Bob, the Panthers have eaten up over 5 minutes in this quarter.
Of course, boy, that's what wins ball games. That offense getting in there and churning. And Larry, they took over at their own 4.
Our correction, this is high school football. I'm counting 15 minutes. We're in 12-minute quarters.
12-minute quarters, right. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the ball game. Benton 14, Conway 7. Benton has a second down and 9 from the Conway Wampus Cat 11. Cornwell is wide to the left. Wishbone up the middle to Dennis Little. Touchdown. And did you see Ken Burnett? Ken Burnett was in front of Dennis Little. Looked like a bulldozer.
He just got him out of the way for Burnett for the touchdown scored, and he's down on the ground, too.
Is that Dennis Little or Burnett?
I believe it's Little.
Dennis Little down in the end zone after that touchdown run. It looks like he possibly had the breath knocked out of him. But the Benton coaching staff is down there attending to him. It doesn't look like anything serious. But we'll have to wait and see. The coaching staff down there helping Dennis Little. Very fine.
You were right about Burnett. He was leading the way for Dennis.
You know, I would swear it might have been my imagination, but it looked like Dennis Little was holding on to Burnett's belt buckle on the back, and this just going
like a raging bull going down.
Certainly did. Yeah, I interviewed Dennis Little and Jeff Brooks this morning on our coaches program with Dwight Fight. Dennis Little gets up and running off on his own steam. He's okay. They are both seniors. They both alternate at fullback, and it's not only that, they both work at cranks. And when they got ready to leave this morning to go to class, both of them had the first period together. So those two young men they're close friends.
Inseparable, huh?
Right, they are. Kind of like calling the Bopsy twins. Okay, Scott Long in to put the point after up. It's up. It's good. Our score, Benton 21, Conway 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Our score, Benton 21, Conway 7. I'd like to inform you that Channel 7 is here tonight filming tonight's ball game, and we understand that tonight's game will be the featured game on their sportscast tonight at 10:20. They're going to be running the video from the Benton game as they tell the other scores. So on Channel 7 tonight, you might tune in at about 10:20 for sports there and see some of the footage from tonight's Conway and Benton ball game, rather.
And there have been some action plays.
They certainly have. There's the kickoff. It's going to be taken by one of the up men for Conway around the 25-yard line. He's running east and west. He finds some room, gets up to the 30 and down around the 33, and he is really gang tackled by several Panthers, and penalty flags fly after the play is over. And that was Kyle Snyder and Kirk Shelnut on that tackle for the Panthers. We'll have to look down and see what the penalty flags are for.
Options being discussed with Benton, it looks like. The call is going against Conway.
Must have been a late hit or possibly clipping. It looked like a personal foul, though, didn't it?
Personal foul indication. So the big walk-off against Conway. Panthers leading 21-7, and they ate up. Wasn't quite as long as I thought, but they did eat it some fourth quarter time off that scoreboard clock.
Well, I think they ended up eating up, 5 or 6 minutes. They took over in the third quarter. Right now, there's just over 9 minutes left in this ball game. Our score, Benton Panthers 21 and the Conway Wampus Cats 7.
Panthers had the last 3 plays of the third quarter, and then the complete fourth quarter before the touchdown.
But the big thing there that they marched 96 yards all the way from their own 4-yard line. It is first down. Is that 45? 25. First down and 25 for Conway from their own 18-yard line. Kennedy, the quarterback, and he is going to be tripped up in the backfield by number 51, Bill. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. It's not Froggy, I believe. I'm not sure if that's right. I was afraid of that.
He certainly tripped him up.
Anyhow, you know who we're talking about. He got in there and really tripped him up. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. Our score, Benton 21, Conway 7. It's second down and 26 now for Conway from their own 17-yard line. Quick pass across the middle. It's complete at the 23-yard line, but it's going to be far short of a first down. That was complete to Jay Griner, but it will be about 12 or 13 yards short of a first down by the Conway Wampus Cats.
Closer to 15 even, Bob, as they make the spot.
That's correct. It's going to bring up third down and 16. Third down and 16 for the Conway Wampus Cats from their own 28-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. He is covered by Jeff Brooks. Another man in motion towards us. Ball is snapped. Kennedy pressured out of the pocket. He's going to have to run it back up the line of scrimmage, and he has really hit around the 32-yard line. Callahan was there, but who's the man underneath him?
Stan Carson got to him first, Bob.
Also, number 21, Dennis Little, who made that score for Benton a few moments ago, and injured in on that tackle, so that looks very promising. About 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. Our score, Benton 21 and Conway 7. It's going to be fourth down and 11. Fourth down and 11 for the Wampus Cats from their own 32-yard line. Conway will have to
Looks like they're going to go for it, Bob.
Well, when you're behind by 2 touchdowns, kind of have to. So Conway going for it on fourth down and 11 from their own 32-yard line. There's whistles, penalty flags down.
I believe they took too much time, Bob. Delay of game is the call.
And that's going to put it back.
That'll make it even tougher.
Right. 5 more yards back.
Yeah, they've sent the punter in, I believe.
Just over 7 minutes left in our ball game.
Wampus Cats punting team is coming on the field, so they'll punt it away with just over 7 minutes left to play.
Well, that's something how that 5 yards makes a difference from going for it and saying let's kick it away. Clock exactly 7 minutes left in the ball game. Fourth down 16 for Conway from their own 27-yard line. And they're going to have to punt it away. We have another whistle before the ball is snapped.
Again, flags. The official is trying to get the flag out of his pocket. Now motion call.
Against Conway.
Illegal motion.
Huh.
So cost 5 more. Brother, they're going the wrong way.
Well, the coach for Conway is nearly out in the huddle, and Coach Buzz Bolding, he's out. Well, he's past the hash mark. And Conway calls a timeout, Larry, with just under 7 minutes to play, 21-7 in favor of Benton. They did call a timeout, didn't they? Or did they?
I thought they motioned a timeout. Coach Bolding is completely out on the field. He's out near the middle of the field, and one of the officials now is taking him back over toward the sideline.
Now, of course, he can go during a timeout. He can go to the huddle, can he? Or I don't know, but the official is.
They're going at it very hard.
The officials are escorting Buzz Bolding back to the sideline right now. Quite a bit of discussion going on between him and the head official at tonight's ball game.
Conway coaching staff has been upset over there, Bob, several times tonight.
I'm really surprised that they allowed him. He was all the way out at the hash mark during that play. Very lucky that he didn't get a flag thrown on him for that. Our score is Benton 21 and Conway 7. We are going to keep it here because We don't know when it might go back to action just any moment. The official over talking to the head coach. This reminder, tomorrow afternoon at 1:40 right here on K107 FM, the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Airtime at 1:40. 2 o'clock kickoff live on K107 FM.
Well, Coach Boulding has been pacified, or maybe I should say semi-pacified, as we're about set to resume action. Bob, on that 96-yard drive of the Panthers, I believe they only had that one pass to Corey Hill. Am I correct?
That's right. That pass gave them new life as it got them a first down.
Everything else was on the ground.
Okay, 4th down and 21 for the Conway Wampus Cats back on their own 22-yard line. Low snap. Kick is away. Stan Carson will field it at the 40. He fumbles it, and Lissu comes up with it. That ball really hung up there, but Stan Carson hustled and got it back for the Benton High School Panthers.
Well, that could have been a break for Conway, but Stan alertly fell on it after he muffed it.
6 minutes, 45 seconds left in the ball game. Benton 21, Conway 7. Panthers will have it first down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Tommy Jumper still in there at quarterback for the Benton Panthers. And the Panthers will have it first down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Out wide to the left side, number 24, that is Robert McNeely, a junior split in. Benton now the wishbone. Jumper, long count. Corey Hill up the middle. Hill dives for it and gets out to nearly the 40-yard line before he is brought down by the center of the defensive line of Conway.
Corey's going to pick up close to 5 on that. Once again, that Panther line doing the job, Bob.
Clock running with just over 6 minutes left in this ball game. Callahan checks out along with number 75, Paul Viner. Checking in as number 71, Tony Guerra for the Panthers. It's 2nd down and 6 now for the Panthers from their own 40-yard line as Coach Dwight White starts to substitute a little. Intertwining the starting lineup in the second string. Up the middle, Brooks. Brooks out to the 45, and Jeff Brooks nearly popped another long one, but he is going to be very, very close to a first down.
His momentum carried him to close to that first down marker before he was very rudely pushed back about 5 yards.
And back and back and back. 21-7 in favor of Benton. The Panthers will be on the road next Friday night at Arkadelphia. Airtime on K107 FM at 7:15. The next home game for the Benton Panthers will be 2 weeks from tonight when they play the Little Rock Catholic High Rockets. Matter of fact, the next 4 ball games are including this one. All 4 of these teams were in the playoffs last season, starting tonight with Conway.
So a tough road ahead for the Panthers. Nose of the football now, just shy of that first down marker.
3rd down and 1. Benton up the middle. Corey Hill, he's hit at the line of scrimmage, but powers his way to the first down, and he's across the 45-yard line.
Conway defense just stood him up, but on second effort, he picked it up.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. This reminder, the video replay of the night's ball game will be replayed Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on Jones Cable Channel 5 in Benton. That's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Cable Channel 5 in Benton. It will include the play-by-play plus all the halftime activities.
Well, the Panthers done exactly what they want, keeping the ball on the ground, picking up first downs.
First down and 10 now for the Panthers from their own 46-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Out of the wishbone, Tommy Jumper hands off to Callahan. He stumbled up, but he gets out to the 50. And I believe they're going to roll him down back a little bit. He crawled a couple of feet.
Fumbled the ball, but he was whistled down as he crawled forward to make the recovery.
Number 77, Ken Burnett checks out. Number 65, Rusty Winfield for Benton checks in as Coach Dwight Fite is substituting one player after each down, it seems like, getting some of those fellows in that haven't seen that much action. Of course, they've seen quite a bit of action, but getting more action here. 2nd down and 8 now for the Panthers from their own 48-yard line. Tommy Jumper is still the quarterback out of the wishbone. Handoff up middle. Callahan down to the 45, 40, and finally brought down around the 35-yard line. Nearly popped it all the way.
Again, Bob, that offensive line of Benton from tackle to tackle has just done the job throughout the night, both sides.
Scott McAdoo, he's still in there. He's one of the starters. Also, number 50, Scott Zodi is still in there. As several of the starters have already came out and been replaced, including Paul Viner and Ken Burnett. And Rusty Winfield is in there right now. playing left tackle. It's first down and 10 now for Benton on the Conway 35-yard line. Hand off up the middle. Corey Hill finds some opening. He's down to the 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Corey Hill, as he took the ball over the right tackle, had an opening, dodged a couple of Conway players, and went in untouched for a 4th touchdown for the Benton High School Panthers. So you hear the old Pink Panther tune starting up down by the Benton band after that touchdown by number 44, Corey Hill. That was what was that, about a 30, 40-yard run. I can't remember where the ball was at. Anyhow, big run by Corey Hill. Makes it 27-7 for the Benton Panthers. Scott Long will be kicking the point after for the Panthers. Number 14, Tony Wright holding. The ball is down. It's up, and it's good. Our score, Benton 28, Conway 7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Long to kick off.
3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the ball game, and paramedic crew from Saline Memorial Hospital along with Dr. Stewart bringing a gurney from across the field, and apparently they are going to take one of the Benton players off on a stretcher. There's the kickoff. Short kick, and Conway is going to take over around the 45-yard line. I had to check. See, Dennis Little, he was injured, but he's playing. Apparently that will be, Jeff Brooks?
Somebody with a jersey already off, Bob.
I'm not real sure, but I know Jeff Brooks was injured earlier. He walked off under his own power. So we'll just have to wait and see possibly who that is being taken off on a stretcher here at C.W. Lewis Stadium. It is a Benton ball player. It's going to be first down and 10 now for Conway, starting out on their own 41-yard line. Kennedy is the quarterback.
Craig Lincoln.
And, okay, that is Craig Lincoln. Excuse me. It was not Jeff Brooks. It is Craig Lincoln who was injured, and he's going to be taken off and taken up to Saline Memorial Hospital and checked out by Dr. Stewart. And, better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Take him in where you got the old X-ray machines. Just under 3 minutes left in this ball game. Benton 28, Conway 7. It's second down and 10 now for Conway from their own 41-yard line. 2 wide receivers each way, 1 man in the backfield. Kennedy drops back, looks downfield, fires one. It's complete at the 35, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. That is number 4, Jay Grogan. So the Conway Wampus Cats strike back with a big touchdown run with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game, and they were down on their own 41-yard line. So that makes it a 59-yard pass from John Kennedy to number 4, Jay Grigan, who is a 5'11", 150-pound junior. Caught the Panthers by surprise. Strange kicking the extra point. It's up, and it's good. Boy, is it good. It went nearly over to First Baptist Church. Our score, Benton 28, Conway 14. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. We are back at C.W. Lewis Stadium. That applause is for Craig Lincoln of Benton, who is being taken off by a couple of paramedics from Saline Memorial Hospital. He has a neck brace around his neck, and he's going to be taken to the hospital to get checked out. Number 42, Craig Lincoln, a 5'10", 170-pound junior for the Panthers,